Hi everyone. On today's What Sold video, we're covering the things that sold on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari in the first week of June 2025. So that's the 1st through the 7th. We're going to start out on Mercari. We did sell one item, which was a pair of Judy blue jeans. These were an 18W and they sold about the first day or two that they were listed. They sold for $29.75 after a selling fee and our average cost of goods of $4, we profited $21.58. Next, we're going to move on to Poshmark. We sold this new with tags Talbot's striped top for $16. This was an item that we picked up out of the women's bin at our Goodwill, which those cost $1.99 each plus tax. It was like running skirts brand, which seems to be kind of like an athletic-y running type of brand. So it was like that stretchy, moisture wicking fabric. This had been on here for quite a while and it sold finally for $8. I think that was like an offer I sent out to Watcher or something, or maybe they sent me an offer. Next was also another older item. Oops. This was a pair of Garage brand denim shorts, and these jeans shorts sold for $12. We definitely don't normally pick up anything like this anymore. These were a couple years old, and it was a very small size and junior sizing. But I know the first year we sold on, or not the first year we sold because we've been doing this for over a decade, but a few years ago when we went more full time, which was about during, I think like during COVID, shorts were selling like crazy for us. And so we were just trying to pick up any shorts we could find, basically. And then all of a sudden they stopped selling. So we've been sitting on a lot of these shorts for a while. So I'm just glad to get these sold. Next was a Chico's denim jacket. And this jean jacket was one that we picked up via wholesale. It sold for $21. We paid like $4 and between 35 to 70 cents. So it's a pretty good return on investment. Next, a pair of Levi's rib cage jeans in size 16W. These were something that sold. I finally was able to do closet clear out on Poshmark. It seemed like it had been, I swear, like months since I had seen closet clear out on the banner that that Poshmark will show. And I was waiting for it because I was wanting to drop some of my items that were over a year old. And I'm going to try doing that probably about once every few weeks to every month, just continuously drop the price on those older items to get them out of here. Some items I've had listed since 2023, so they're 2 years old, and I definitely don't want to be hanging on to those anymore. I do have some items that I'm going to be reworking, so like taking them off all of the platforms, rephotographing them, and relisting them with new keywords and a new description, but that is going to take some time. And some items I'm just pulling to consign or donate. But these did get dropped in price. I think they were maybe 50 and they dropped to 40, something like that. And they sold immediately as soon as we did that. Next, these shoes sold the same day I listed them. It took me a while to list them because you guys know I don't like doing hard goods. And these weren't my last hard goods video. And I was struggling trying to find the size on them. And so I was measuring them. And I finally looked up someone else who was selling them and saw that if you peeled back the insole, it had a marked size. So that's how I was able to find the size to list them. And they sold immediately for $35. And lastly, on Poshmark was this women's skirt from Talbot's in a size large, new with tags. I got this from my mom. She gave me this to sell, and it sold for $22. So in total on Poshmark, we profited $93.90. And now we'll move on to eBay. Another item from my mom. This was a pair of Gap maternity pants in a size 12. I do still have these listed in an 18. She got me these like I think during my first pregnancy, and I just didn't ever have a need to wear maternity clothing, and all my regular normal clothes still fit. So I don't normally list maternity items because they don't sell well. Our consignment store doesn't take them. And I think that the Clothes Mentor, which is like the women's version of Plato's Closet. Here in town, they stopped taking maternity. So really, I don't have any other option other than to maybe list it on Facebook Marketplace or a local mom group or just donate it back. I did find these and I looked up the comps and they seemed pretty decent. So I decided to give it a chance just to try to list them. And they sold for $18. That did surprise me. This was a pair of Old Navy jeans. These were just some that I had picked up, I think, for myself at like Goodwill or something once and wore a few times. They sold for 15. So I wouldn't go like out of my way to go pick up Old Navy jeans or anything, but if you either have some sitting around that were yours or you find them at the Goodwill bins or at a yard sale for like a dollar or two, it might be worth picking up. You can usually get anywhere from like 12 to 18, $20 just depending on the style. These were the New Balance pants we had just listed. I got these from my mom and they sold for $25. A Vermont Country Store flannel pajama set. I was surprised these sold in the middle of summer, but they were an offer sent from a liker. I think she sent me like maybe $28. I had them listed for like 40, something like that. And then we finally settled on 32 because she was paying about 8 in shipping, so she wanted her total to be about $40. And we picked these up for $2, so that's a really good return on investment. Next was a QPO top. This was something of mine. I think I just got it from like some kind of thrift store or something. It sold for 10. And lastly, another item from my mom. This was the Papagallo dress. So we've now sold both Papagallo dresses. They were both new with tags, both size extra large, and this one sold for $21. So that brings our total profit on eBay to $72.57, which means our total profit for the first week of June was $188.05. That's a huge difference from the 337 we made the week before, week and a half before, but that's okay. As you might be able to tell from my voice, I've been sick. My youngest has been sick, so we haven't really gotten to do a whole lot as far as like listing new items and things like that. Even cross posting, I've taken a break just because I've been really under the weather. So I'm fine. I'm fine with $188 when I haven't had to really do too much across the platforms. And I think I might have mentioned it in my last video, but we are starting a new type of bookkeeping for our profits and our sold items and listed items. And so once I kind of get all that figured out, I might do another video on that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.